2 minutes for cross-checking. The storytellers on the Putz Power Play!
I like to hang out in bathrooms and play with plungers.
Matt is one of the greatest tellers of stories I've ever met in my entire life.
He's got 1,000,001 stories that he can keep you entertained for hours. It's just nothing short of impressive.
We met at Brothers.
If you can get him on any conversation that he's least bit enthusiastic about, he will just go on for days. If you get him talking about the band or anything at all, just everything is the best thing since sliced bread.
It can be difficult at times, he knows that. But usually we manage to be, whenever one of us are feeling a little crappy, we usually manage to talk each other down off the edge, so to say. So, love working with him. Band's always worked. I always kind of attribute it to right chemistry. That's what seems to be the biggest thing with it.
There's a lot of interesting things about Matt. I mean, just from the way he dresses, it shows. The things that he writes about, his troubled past. There's too much that go on.
Well, he's a great guy. He's a good lyricist, good singer. He does come up with a lot of good ideas with some of the songwriting that I wouldn't think of for the first time around.
But he's one of the few people that actually go back and forth between actual singing and the whole Cookie Monster thing pretty well.
He's a strong front man. He's got awesome fucking vocal control. My true passion is singing in baseball cards. I like doing that more than anything.
No, my elbows are swollen. I don't know what the fuck that means.
It means you're gonna get into a
We've
fight.
been having cookies too much. That means it's just a fucking song right now, douchebag. Bag of douche.
Yeah, but he said you're up to your elbow and snatch. I didn't think he meant it literally.
I work on pools a lot.
Mike's probably one of the greatest guitarists I've ever played with. Player-wise, person-wise, all around just awesome guy. Knows his shit.
As a guitarist, he's pretty much one of them old-fashioned, 80s power metal lead guitarist.
Lots of good memories with Mike. But yes, he's also the lead guitarist. He's very good at what he does. It's fun even whether you're seriously writing with him or you're just kind of jamming around with him. I love playing Iron Maiden covers with him.
But Mike is a great guy. He's a great guitar player. He's very intelligent. He may have long hair and look like a Viking, but he's very intelligent.
I'm shallow, dude.
He's always funny. He's always got something funny to say. Extremely witty. That's just Mike. It's the way he goes, tossing around his metal hair. I wouldn't have it any other way.
He's the rant master. If you can ever just sit him down and get him on one kind of weird odd topic, he'll go on for an hour.
All right, and the other question, do you prefer the old Star Wars movies or the new Star Wars movies?
None. They're all fucking horribly lame. I hate them all.
So
The old ones, I went back and watched them, and when I was a 7-year-old, I was fucking impressed. As a 30-year-old, I was not impressed. It's what jackass wrote this dialogue. What a load of crap. So
I take it you're a Trekkie then.
no, I don't like them either. Lord of the Rings movies were good. But even that, there's people way too involved with those fucking movies. They're fucking movies. The Star Wars ones are particularly bad. But I guess if made to watch them, I'd rather watch the first 3 than the last 3. Because the last 3 are absolutely horrible. Horrible. Those scenes in that last movie with that kid who played Darth Vader as a young pussy, it's like watching gay sex. It's that bad. It's just horrendously bad. I can't. Ugh. Horrible.
What scares me is you've actually apparently watched gay sex.
Shit comes up.
That was good. Play the beginning of that song.
I think it's keeping.
Play the beginning again. Tell me what you think.
It sounds neat and it's not cluttery. You know what I mean?
You're doing more than that.
But what about this one? You want that real intense looks on your face when you do it, so it looks really fucking hard.
I do it with my teeth.
That's even better. Wow! We doing deep!
Now
do it! Tongue!
Do with your dick.
About who?
Brad.
Brad, another one. He's a brother. We fight here and there. We don't always see eye to eye. But honestly, there's no one else we're going to replace it with. So
Brad's the same way with me as Mike is. He's the devil though. It's conflict, and you have Mike here and Brad here. Brad tells me one thing, Mike tells me other things. Like you're torn between the two, and you try to find a happy medium, and the next thing you know, you're fucked anyway. So sometimes advice doesn't work out. Oh, got stuck.
As far as guitar, like ability and style and everything else, dude, those two are like absolute night and day.
My feelings on Brad are, he's also a very fun person to hang out and mess around with, whether we're trying to play no effects songs or death clock songs, or if we're just making jokes back and forth between each other.
He's a really good songwriter. Almost anything I've seen him come up with, we've been able to make like a sick-ass song out of one way or another.
you know, Brad's the other go-to guy in the band to me. Like he's been around since day one. Sometimes he's the counterpoint guy. You kind of need that. We don't always see eye to eye. We come from a little bit different background, music-wise. But I think that's what's been making the band work also. So back to the whole chemistry thing. We're greater than the sum of your parts, I think is the term. So.
Brad's kind of like the dick of the band, but in a good way. Like, he's the guy that says what everybody's thinking, but everybody's too nice to actually fucking say, which you actually need in a band. Because, you know, if somebody's just fucking up all the time or something else like that, like Brad's the one that'll actually call somebody on it, so they know they're doing something wrong so they can actually go off and fix it. I played for like a good month and nobody said anything actually about my playing at all. Like I changed a bunch of parts and did all this other stuff and whatnot. Brad was actually the first person to actually point out, like, you know, this sounds bad, that sounds good, and where everybody else would just say things sound good. And when people say everything sounds good, you have no idea if it's the actual truth or not. Brad says he actually likes something, he actually likes something.
Yeah, well, I don't really mind talking about myself. I'll just tell you how it is. Basically, what you see is what you get. I'm the biggest asshole you're ever going to meet. I'm the guy that says things that other people think, and you know, it gets me in trouble sometimes, but, you know, oh well. Everybody can go fuck themselves.